What's up, Facebook and YouTube family? How has your day been? It is officially the last month of 2020. We can go back to buying toilet paper regularly. How about that? I have an amazing guest today. Her name is Miss Krista Fee, and she's an internationally recognized published author, speaker, and trauma-specialized master transformational coach. She holds 46, you heard me right, 46 certifications and 3 degrees. With that, she has over 20 years of experience in the holistic health and wellness industry. Krista, welcome. How are you?
I'm so happy to be here.
So I have to throw out there, Krista and I almost did not meet and become as close as we are because yours truly is hard-headed and stubborn, and we are in the Unleash You Now growth group together. So we met because of Mr. Faber, and I didn't want an accountability partner, and I don't think you wanted one either at the time, right? No, yeah, we were both stubborn. And so I had someone reach out and say, hey, do you want to be my accountability partner? And then all of a sudden I get this message of, you messed everything up. I was like, ah! And then I got Krista. And then it's like, what do they say? History is written or whatever. It's all history. All right. How's your week been, Miss Krista?
Oh, this week has been phenomenal. I know everyone's saying 2020 is a throwaway because of all this COVID stuff, but put your head in the right place and make it happen, because this year still can be phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I for me, this is one of the best years. I'm an introvert, so it's been great. So, oh my gosh, I read your bio. I'm like, holy crap, I did not know 46 certifications. I knew the 3 degrees, but man, tell me about that, because your knowledge is like,
I don't know. For me, everything leads to something else. Have you ever noticed in a lecture that the teacher always says, there's this research project that so-and-so and so-and-so are doing right now, and it's cutting edge, and this is what's coming next? Well, for me, I have never been able to just let that go. Like, I am the person who's like, oh, what's that about? Let me see what I can learn about that. So every single thing I do leads to something else, and that person leads me to something else. And it's just this unending chain of these amazing instructors who are like, oh, there's this other thing. And I'm just like, ooh, what's that? So I'm registered in 3 different courses. So it's pretty much always 3 different courses.
Okay.
And my college that is never ending.
What are your current courses?
Right now I am doing the Ulta. I just started it yesterday. The Ulta method, it's a hypnotherapy course. I'm doing a chakra course, an in-depth chakra healing course, and I'm doing a persistence and power course. Something about unleash your untamed, and it's like this whole lion beast thing. It's really fun. Right? I know.
And you just got another certification, did you not?
I did today. I actually have 47 as of today.
Hell yeah, that's so awesome. What's your current one?
That was a tapping method. So it's a
Is that?
Yes. Along with a Hawaiian shamanistic ritual of it's really, really like breaks down to super simple concept of I love you, please forgive me, thank you, I'm sorry. Like really, really going in deep with those terms to your own higher self, and literally connecting with all of those feelings and aspects, forgiving ourselves for the limiting beliefs that have held us back from our highest nature. So it sounds super simple, but it's really releasing.
That's, yeah, and important. Very, very important. So you own Sahara Rising. Yes. And you do dancing and fire stuff and other stuff, ropey thingies. All the stuff I wish I could do, but I'm not that coordinated. I still walk into walls. But your company is Sahara Rising, and you do something called Infinite Bliss, the hypnotherapy, business, professional success, publications, because you're an author, and public speaking, which we both just graduated the international speaking course. You're giving your speech to AJ tonight?
No.
Oh.
No, we're like, I ended on week 5 the last time because I had someone interrupt me. So I'm literally on week 5 again.
Well, at least there's no more cold showers.
But I've been giving speeches all over the place, so I'm not super terrified of giving AJ the speech now, because my career took off accidentally.
Accidentally on purpose? Nothing happens on accident, girl.
Right, you open the door and all the stuff comes in, whether you're ready for it or not. As soon as you open it, you better be ready.
You better be ready to run and fly and jump. Yep. All right, so tell me more about Sahara Rising. How did it get started? What was the premise of it?
Oh my God. So that all started about 20 years ago as I entered doing competitive dance and gymnastics, and I was teaching and training and competing with a bunch of teams. And then I started doing with my dancers. We opened for a couple different circuses, and I got obsessed with the circus arts. So like everything else in my life, it, one thing leads to another. So I learned aerial, the aerial silks, aerial lyra. The silks are the ribbons that hang from the ceiling. And
yes, the ones I would die.
Yeah, the metal hoop that spins. So my particular stuff that I do is aerial silks and lyra. And then my husband also does trapeze and pole. I have some great pictures. Chinese acrobatic pole. It's amazing. The strength that those guys have is phenomenal. So then we started a circus school, and I taught circus and burlesque and fitness and nutrition. And then it graduated into the life coaching and moving into more of the psychology and the helping other people. Because at that point, I was getting my criminal justice degree. And that was when I started getting exposed to like the massive problem with domestic violence and human trafficking that exists. And just working with those investigators just like hit me like a ton of bricks. And all I could do was go, okay, I have exposure. Like I am in front of people all the time. What can I do with this that allows me to open people's eyes to what's going on? So then I started doing like fairs and showcases and any place that I could get my performers to dance and get attention. And then we'd hand out pamphlets and flyers and talk about the situation of domestic violence or human trafficking or both, or safety, situational awareness, like all these different topics that we wanted to bring attention to. So the two got tied really close in together. And now that I'm much more focused on the coaching and the helping and the healing, I still don't let go of the performance arts, because it's such a healing. It's so helpful for people to have a creative expression on top of all of the other tools. So I feel like it's really great to show people that you can be really serious and really professional, and you can also have a really dynamic play life at the same time. And those two are not necessarily separate.
Yeah, I watched your fire video. I think I've watched it like 6 times because I'm like, I would be on fire myself because I'm such a klutz. So I'm just like in awe of the like, wee. But you did touch on the human trafficking aspect, and I know you're a really big advocate for that. Is there anything particular that you do with that, or?
Right now, I work with the victims of human trafficking at this point. I'm not on the investigative side of things anymore. I'm trying to create, my whole objective with everything I do is, the long-term goal is to build 3 centers for long-term recovery for victims of human trafficking that don't have places to go back to. So oftentimes what happens and what we see as the public is these great stories, these awesome champion stories of how we got these people out. But what happens once those people are out of those conditions is not always as positive or as clear as we might like it to be. There's a lot of short-term recovery facilities available. There's a lot of short-term options for them where they can get a little bit of counseling or a little psychiatry, or maybe a hospital stay, or they get to stay at a home for a few months. But for a lot of these women and children, they've been in captivity for 20 years. They don't know anything else. They don't have life skills. They don't have coping skills. They don't know who they are or what they would want to be out in the world. They're terrified, and there's just no place for them to be. So it was just a gap that I discovered working in that. I just saw people falling through the cracks, and I was just like, so we need more. We need to be aware of what happens to these people long after the fact, and we need to be able to provide the life skills and the resources that allows these people to move into a successful and happy life that's worth living, and that they can actually become productive members of society and not end up back in bad situations. Because the addiction and the suicide and the going into prostitution and going right back to captivity for some of these people is a better option than trying to stand out on their own. So that's very long-winded. Sorry about that, but
no.
That's what I'm working towards at this point. I just help people heal.
Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people understand the prevalence of that in today's society. There's kids disappearing left and right, So with your Infinite Bliss, what is that about? What do you do with that?
That is my signature 12-week program. And that is my big program. That's the whole package. In that program, we do fitness, not necessarily traditional fitness. So I always say movement education, because I like to give people a lot of different options that maybe they haven't thought about before. Okay. So we do, HIIT and bar and a lot of the basic kind of stuff, but we also do a little bit of belly dance, a little bit of yoga.
I did your intro to belly dance, and I no. I can, yeah. Mm-mm.
But muscle isolation is actually healing, and it actually can help with energetic flow and release.
Okay, maybe I'll have to give it another go. I can do the burlesque. I can do that one.
You can shake your booty.
Yeah, pretty much. Backstage. So you do that, and the fitness HIIT, all that. What else is incorporated in that 12 weeks?
We also do, it's a 3-part program, basically. So we do the fitness and we do the nutrition. So I'm very clean eating focused, but I also kind of do a custom plan with everybody. So people who are keto, we'll talk about keto and how to do keto in a healthy manner, and how to, how are we going to do that in a long-term way? Because keto is not extraordinarily healthy, and it bothers me when people want to do that long-term. So that whole nutrition thing is half of what I want to teach them and half of what they insist they have to do. Okay. And then trying to find a place where they're not going to die on me. We negotiate that out. So
don't die, please don't die.
So on that, we everybody gets a custom plan, and it'll be half me making you change what you already do, even if you think that you're doing it all right. And then the other half is you talking me into what you can live with, because I'm a little bit stubborn and a little bit too precise. So, no. And then the other part is so complex to explain really quickly. So I call it mind-body connectivity. So it's literally healing from head to toe. We talk energetically, we talk mindset, we talk limiting beliefs. You get your own custom hypnotherapy process. Some of my people are focused on stopping smoking, and so we'll focus on that. Some people are super focused on losing weight, so we'll hypnotherapy on that. Some people have really, really big self-confidence issues, or anxiety, or stress anxiety, and we'll work on those things. You can ditch phobias with hypnotherapy too. So, whatever's really, really, really bothering you, we can probably custom package that part for you. So again, it's the mindset, meditation, healing practices, all of that. And each week has a different theme. So,
okay.
Yeah. I talk so much.
No, you're doing great. It's for you. For you. Okay, so we kind of dipped in on the hypnotherapy. What's the success rate on that for different areas? Have you done a study on that, or I don't know anything about hypnotherapy other than we went to Six Flags Great America and my son got hypnotized, and that was freaking hilarious.
Sideshow hypnotherapy. That's a little different experience. We call that masculine hypnotherapy in the industry. It's really funny. There's like, I take a softer approach, which is more of I'm taking you deeper and deeper progressively. So it's progressive hypnosis. The hypnosis where they just walk up to you and they're like, sleep. That makes me feel really weird. So I don't do that to people. But it is really fun to watch.
I can't imagine why that would make you feel weird at all.
I'm so not this like in your face aggressive kind of person. So I just have such a hard time doing that. And then if you do it to people when you're like standing, you have to be able to catch that person. And I'm like 5'6". So that's all I need is to like say that and then have some dude like fall on me. that is not optimal. So I like safe, controlled environments. It usually takes, with progressive hypnotherapy, it usually takes 6 sessions to clear a situation. So it usually, for most average people, it takes 6 sessions to stop smoking. And I do that in a progressive manner anyway, because I want your body to detox slowly and not to just go from, smoking a pack a day to nothing. And then you have that nicotine problem. Like your brain might not want it. And we may have gotten rid of the habit, but your body is still going to like freak the hell out. So to do it safely and to do it kindly so that you don't suffer through that process, I take it to a reduction. So, and you actually choose the number that you want to reduce to from your subconscious. Halfway through the first hypno session, I literally ask the part of you that used to smoke, how many is enough cigarettes for the day? And your subconscious will answer like that. So you choose your reduction amount, and it's usually super low. Like my last girl, we went from a pack and a half a day to 5 cigarettes a day in one session.
Wow.
And then we did her belief session. And this week we're actually doing her final, like, just stop smoking. And I checked in with her yesterday to make sure that she was still not having any trouble. She's like, nope, I don't even do 5 most days. She's like, not a problem at all. So it's awesome. It's amazing how well it works. But they say it works for about 80% of the population. There is like type A personalities tend to be a little more difficult. Some people just take longer than others. Some people take, alternative, a little extra help. We can play a soundtrack in the back that has brainwaves programs in it that can bypass your stubbornness. So there are ways to sneak you into the right state, even if you don't want to work with me on that side of things. Like, a lot of people say they want to be hypnotized, but they don't really want to be hypnotized. So you still have full control. So you have to actually want the thing that you're asking for. Right.
That makes a little bit of sense. You can't be fighting it. And that's with anything, right? Like, I want to lose weight, but I'm going to sit here and eat a whole cake. Like,
Sugar addiction. That is the one thing I've hypnotized myself about. I hypnotized myself so hard on that. I actually did that. Bugs love sugar, and there's bugs crawling in the sugar, and the rats are rolling around in the sugar. I literally made myself go, sugar is disgusting. Like, I have an adverse reaction. If someone's like, want a donut, I'm like, oh no.
No. Oh man.
But I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I'm like, cake? No. I'm good, thanks. You go ahead and enjoy.
You're just a rat rolling around in the cake. No big deal.
Yep.
That's ew. But it works.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd probably work for me if I had the thought process of there's rats in my sugar. Okay. And then your books. Tell me about your books.
Oh, that was super news. I just got news today that I published my first book in 2012. And I kind of lost touch with my publisher. I was living in Alaska and my publisher is in the UK, and I never got any royalty checks or anything because he didn't have my address anymore. Oh. So I literally just didn't even think to like touch base with them, and they didn't have my info. So my book's just been sitting there on Amazon. Just, you know, I mean, it sells every now and then. It's not like a ton of sales. It's not like I'm like New York bestsellers or anything, but I have a 3.8 rating. So I was like, oh, people are actually liking it. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So I looked up my book just like a few months ago because I was like, I really need to write the ones that were supposed to go with that. So I didn't know what my rights situation was because I share my rights with my publisher on that book. So because it was a series that we'd already talked about and that had already agreed to write 2 more novels for him in that series, I wasn't sure if I could write the novels for myself now or if, you know, what I was supposed to do. So I wrote him and I'm like, you know, the editing was really crappy on that. Is there a way that I can, you know, can we go back and fix that so that I can actually be really proud of what's out there? Because people love the story, they love the characters, but the editing is just, you know, it was 2012 when everyone was putting everything on Amazon and they weren't like super focused on how good the editing was.
Right.
So I'm like, can we do that? And he's like, yeah. And let's do all 3. So now I'm back with him and we're going to redo that one. And it should be out in the middle of this year. Well, next year, 2021.
Yeah.
And then I have to write the 2 follow-ups. So I'm doing 3 fun fiction books.
Okay.
But I'm also right now in the middle of my autobiography, which I have promised will be released in March. And I have promised it to a lot of people. So I actually need to make sure that I finish that one before March. So I now have 4 books to write.
By March, by next year.
But the only one has to be done by March. The re-edit has to be out by June. So I got about 3 months on both of those. And then my other 2, I get as much as a year for each one. So it's not, it's totally doable. Sure.
On top of everything else you do. Yes, absolutely. On top of Colombia and Mexico and
right,
Italy.
And Italy.
I'm so excited for Italy.
And I'm doing a show and a talk in Costa Rica, and we're not sure if that's happening in February or March. So I'm hoping it's not getting in the way of the because I think Michael moved the conference to March.
Yeah, it's in March.
So now I'm like, now that I'm actually booking next year, I kind of need to look at all these dates way ahead of time.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
it's gonna be crazy, but it's brilliantly crazy. Like I could not be doing anything more amazing. Like every time that I talk to a group of people and I get the response of even one person who says, oh my God, I didn't know. The way that feels to my heart, it's just like, now this person is going to look up some information. This person is going to go do something because this is just a thing that people don't forget. Like once you're made aware of it, you just don't forget. So the more awareness that I can bring and the more healing and the more that my message of hope can get out there, it's just going to be this tidal wave of change, and it needs to come. So
yeah. I think since we went to Mastermind, like for pretty much everyone who's been all in, things have just grown so much and so quickly. I mean, even like the baby boomer is like, but I mean, that's what happens when you get connected with a great community, I think. So Miss Krista.
They are awesome. They are awesome.
Just a little bit. They're great.
I know, I'm always telling everybody, I'm like, you and I both, we are so damn stubborn. And I had, because of my background, I had this feeling that I literally had to do all this alone, that no one was going to understand. No one was going to support me. No one was going to have my back. Everybody wanted to take what I had. Like everything is really, I have to try so hard to get anywhere that I'm like so protective of it. I'm like, I can't share that resource because someone else is going to like be better than me and they're going to steal it from me. I'm just like, give all the things. I'm just like, no, because what that group has shown me is that yes, there are sharks out there. Don't ever get me wrong. There are sharks out there. There are people that will steal your program. Watch your back. But when you know who has your back, when you know who your family is, you are unstoppable. So,
and pretty much everyone is like, strap up, we going hunting.
oh my God. Yeah, I dare anyone to mess with me now because
oh no.
I know that they have my back. I know that they believe in me, and that to have professionals at my own level, below my level, and above my level that are all rooting for me all the time it's an unbelievable feeling. And there's always someone that I can help lift up, and there's always someone lifting me up. So it's a lot of give and take. There's a lot of attention going on, but it's always both directions.
Yeah.
I never feel like anyone in the group is like, oh, give me all this information, give me all this knowledge. And I never feel like I'm the one who's always asking for all the knowledge. I feel like it's a natural, the family, it just has this natural like ebb and flow, and it's a perfect balance all the time.
Yeah. Yes.
It's amazing. So if you don't know,
now you know. The Unleash You Now squad. Miss Krista, if you had one phrase that you could leave with everybody that is so impactful, that means so much to you, and you feel would leave a leaving impact for somebody else, for their mind, for their heart, for their spirit, what would that be?
This sounds so cheesy. And it's so like people don't believe it when you say it. The most important thing that you can take with you, that you can believe fully, heart and soul, body, mind, is you are enough. You are worthy. You are enough. You deserve to live the life that you dream of. You deserve it. Like, it's yours. You just have to take it.
You just gotta reach.
You gotta take some self-responsibility.
Well, and that's a big, I think a lot of people say they want transformation and change, but I mean, I know because we're in the same arena, that you can give people all the tools you want until you're blue in the face, but you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink, So at some point, you got to let them do their own thing and figure it out.
The one thing I always say, I can't want it more than you do.
Yep.
Because if I want it more than you do, you're going to fail.
Yep.
I can give it to you, but I can't put it in you. I can't.
Yeah. And I always say heart can't be taught. Mindset can be taught. Heart can't be taught. You got to have that in you. So, all right.
Absolutely.
Any words, sister?
I love you.
I love you too. All right. So we have sahararising.org. And if you need to get a hold of Miss Krista, you can reach her on Facebook at Coach Krista Fee, or on Instagram at Sahara Rising. Like both pages. Reach out to Miss Krista. Krista's Calendly is in the description area.
I did forget something important. That I have 3 fully paid for scholarships to the Infinite Bliss program for anyone who is military, police department, fire department, or EMT. This one's all about my first responders and my military. I do lots of different groups. There's always some scholarships going on. This program only happens 4 times a year, and there's only 25 people each time that it happens. So it is not an inexpensive program, but these are no obligation, 100% fully paid for scholarships for people who are in service to others in the military, police department, fire department, EMT, any one of those. I had 5, I have 3 left, and the program starts in Monday the 14th, I believe.
Of December?
Yep.
Ooh, y'all better get
Message
in.
me right away if you think that you might be interested, and it is fitness, nutrition, mindset, full top to bottom life transformation. It's amazing and will only take you about half an hour a day.
And is that men and women? Just men? Just women?
Men and women. I do actually have a mixed group this time.
Okay, awesome. All right, so if you're interested in Miss Krista's scholarship, there's only 3 left. Take advantage of it and reach out. Y'all have an amazing evening. It's Tuesday. Tomorrow's hump day. Wacky Wednesday photos. All right, y'all.